Look at this. Look at this. It's Pop Panzer 1C. Dun dun dun. Play the Jaws music. Dun 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 dun. Look at him. Look. He doesn't know I'm here yet. And then look at his turret. He's like, what? What? No! Look at him. Dun 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 dun. This is so fun. He starts backing up, but it's not enough. Bam! Get over here. What's up, guys? This is Batignolles. I'm here in a game sent in by my good friend Danny2462. He's tuned up with a couple other of my buddies, The Bridge and FSS Rogue, who are both in their 210 tank stores, and he is in his BATCHAT 25t. So this is a fairly good matchup. As you can see, half of the tanks on each team are about tier 10, and the rest are pretty much tier 9s, as well as a very unfortunate IS-3. Actually, no, not unfortunately. He platooned up with a Lorraine 40t. No, it's a terrible idea. Why would you do that? So yeah, he got into a bad match. Good for him. So, let's see, what map is this? So bad. They're in Stalingrad, which I would say favors very heavily tank destroyers, very heavy tank destroyers, such as the Panzer 100 and heavy tanks, because it's really like Himmelsdorf. You just got a bunch of corners, and you're really just battling it out. But there's this one little area down by the beach where all of the medium tanks should be going, because this gives you room to maneuver and use your gun depression if you have any. Really just outplay all your enemies. So they've invested very heavily in the west. Well, no, not very heavily, but heavily in the west, which is good, because that's usually where all the heavy tanks should be going. As you can see, FSS Rogue and his Panzer 100 has not went over there. Now, I've never actually done well in the BATCHAT 155 or 25t. It's really a tough tank to play. The autoloader is very hard to get, you know. Although Danny makes it seem very easily. So he unloads 3 shots, although only hits 2. Unfortunately, the first one missed. Now, he didn't finish unloading the clip during the first part, which is very surprising to me, because if I was playing in the BATCHAT, then I would probably just unload the clip, although I would have taken 2 extra bullets. So yeah, that really does make and break a BATCHAT 25t player. Dan here is very good in his BATCHAT 25t, as you're about to see. So they've encountered some medium resistance: T-54, BATCHAT 25t, Lorraine 40, and a T-54E1. 3 of them are autoloaders. So that gives not an initial, but after they're done emptying their clips, they have the advantage. Although the autoloaders do have the initial advantage of having so many shots at clip. So right now he's really just pausing behind this building, and I don't understand it, but that's probably just because I'm not very good in the BATCHAT 25t. Normally I'd probably be poking around the other side of the house, trying to find some shots, and maybe that's just not how you're supposed to play it. although I wouldn't know. So as you can see, that the flank in the west has been completely decimated by the huge force that they sent over there. Although that does mean that the force in the east is very small, so what I would be doing is I would be pushing down that flank and then sweeping that flank first before going over to the other flank. Oh, look at that shot. Rogan Iziak Banzai 100 just wrecked him. And then there's a finishing shot on the T-125. Although, as you can see, the bridge is... he's getting hammered over there. Lost all of his hit points, he's at 219. Danny gets 2 good shots in this. BATCHAT killing him after his amazing airtime. And then he starts his reload. Unfortunately, the bridge has just died. And so is that entire flank, which means that they have a breakthrough and they're going to have to think about where they're going to go now. Either they sweep the flank at the east and then come around, or they sit in the middle and then they're able to react to both sides. Although the T-54E1 appears, he was last spotted in the back of the base, although now he's spotted over here, which means he was able to slip past the beach, and then he kindly takes out the Conqueror gun carriage. So Danny leaves Rogue to go deal with the middle, then he goes to hunt some of his own artillery. Not his own, the enemy artillery, but they're his now. Artillery really need to be looking at the map for BATCHATs, because they are going to tear them apart. So there are 3 artillery, and all of them are above average players, excluding the FE3805, who is an excellent player, as you can see. So he's going to have to be careful here. Well, there's a nice, big, juicy Conqueror gun carriage for you. The first shot hits on the move, and then the second shot perfectly aimed misses, of course. Because why not? Oh man, this is tense. There's the T-92. He gets 1 good shot off on him. Finishes him off. The sail's in the way. He's got 1 more shot left. He's got to finish him off. And he does, without taking any damage in return. That's a very good trade right there. Oh, the Rogue has just died by the excellent artillery I was talking about. Which isn't very good, leaving it to 2 versus 6. And disaster. He gets his engine damaged and he gets set on fire by the M103. Although they've just spotted the last artillery, so that's good. If you're gonna be carrying these kinds of games, artillery have to be out of the way, because they are the #1 threat to things such as the BATCHAT when they're trying to deal with these multiple enemies. So that's nice to know where he is, or where he will be recently, or where he would have been. Excuse my grammar. So at this point he's got 4 kills, 2,855 damage. Make that 5 kills and nearly 3,000 damage as he finishes off the M103, which in my opinion is the best tier 9 heavy tank in the entire game. Although that is very subjective. You can like your own tier 9 heavy tanks, but as for me, that is definitely my favorite. It's got an awesome gun. Its armor is mediocre at best, but it's not the slowest heavy tank, although it's not the fastest, of course. It's really just an all-rounder. That's why I love it so much. Well, enough about that. It's 1v4 right now, and there's still that very dangerous artillery player. And there he is. This isn't looking good. He misses his first shot. Hits the second. This is bad. Oh no, he misses. He kills him. Takes a shot from the Lorraine, but he kills him too. Alright, that was a good trade. That was a good trade. 2 enemies for 1 shot. Well, now he's got 1 bullet left in his clip. He's got to kill him with this bullet, or else he's got to deal with the whole reload with the T-54 chasing him. Oh, and there's the E-75. He's on 1,500 hit points. That's not looking good at all. There we go. That's 1 shot into the dirt from the E-75. That's good. That gives him some time and some room to maneuver. He stops and aims, takes a shot in return, but bounces the T-54. That is not good. He reloads a premium round, or a premium clip, and this could be game-ending. Oh no, he hits the building with his heat shells. He can't pin the building with his heat shells. Oh, this is tense. And again, he can't pin through these rocks with his heat shells. So he's got to load an APCR shell in order to get through those, but he doesn't, which initially saves him. He's got to remember, heat shells are high explosive. He finishes him off with his first shot. Alright, that's good. Now he does have 4 shots in a clip, although doing the math, he can't actually kill the E-75 in one clip, so he starts to reload. IS-3 is calling dirt. He doesn't believe this. One moment ago it was 5 versus 1, and now it's 1 versus 1. There we go. As you can see, the IS-3 says, your platoon did some work. And yes, they did. As you'll see in the post-game results. And you know, that was some good sportsmanship. As you can see, the bridge and Danny, you know, gave good reactions, and that's really just how you become someone who's not exactly a scumbag. Except the T-54 didn't know that. He says he's not that good. He did cleanup, that's all. And yeah, if there's one way to not make friends, it's to do that. Most of his kills are one-shots, he says. Although, I mean, you can imagine the pressure. He's got 8 kills, 3,843 damage, and the E-75 has about 8 times the hit points. T-54 says, not that hard in a BATCHAT. You know, he could be right, but he could be wrong. There's E-75. He takes a serious risk doing this. Look at this. He bounces his shot on turret, but the E-75 donks his shot, which is good. He's got about 13 seconds to unload some of his clip, but the heat rounds won't penetrate his tracks, and then he backs up just in time. That was very tense, although he did manage to get 1 shot off, so that's good. He can now afford to miss 1 shot, although the rest have got to hit to reliably kill him. So as you can see, with the BATCHAT, if you load different ammunitions, you can end up with these awkward clips. As you can see, he's got 3 APCR shells and 6 heat rounds, which means that if he finishes this clip and somehow doesn't manage to kill the E-75, he then has 1 heat shell and 3 APCR shells, which you can't load together because reasons. So he's gotta finish him off with this clip, or else he's gonna have to deal with a full reload to reload 1 heat shell or 3 APCR shells. So he stops here thinking that the E-75 is probably gonna follow him, but then keeps on moving, seeing that he hasn't spotted him. Now, he does have a mod. It's almost like a sky view mod, which allows him to see him from here, which I've really been wanting to get for a while, but I don't know what it's called. Well, as you can see, he can see over where you normally wouldn't be able to see. So, you know, you could see broken buildings, little breakable items being broken. And that does give you a slight advantage, but not that big of an advantage that it's a cheat. So, I think that's completely fair. I mean, I've been wanting to get it for a variety of reasons. Alright, either he can take this slowly, or he can rush right out. This is intense. He catches him in the side, puts 1 shot into him, 2 shots into him, auto-aims and doesn't even look, and then finishes him off. That is a great result in the BATCHAT 25t, as you can see. Let's just take a look at the post-game results. So as you can see, this was an excellent result in the BATCHAT 25t. Look at that, 1,900 experience. Undoubled. 77,000 credits. With a handy little mark of excellence. Is first on the BATCHAT, which is very nice. An ace tanker, fire for effect, duelist, hand of god, bruiser. Now for the important ones, look at this whole lineup of medals. He's got the Kolovanovs that everyone wants. He's got the Baskuji's medal, which is my personal favorite for killing 3 artillery, because burn in hell's comebacks, burn. Radley Walters for killing 8 or 9 enemy vehicles in one battle. High caliber for causing the most damage in the entire team. Crucial contribution for the platoon, destroying at least 12 enemy vehicles in one battle. And Top Gun for getting 6 kills. And just look at this. On team score, you can see just how good his team did compared to how good he did. Now the T-30 didn't have too bad a game, but look at his platoon mates. 4,000 damage for the bridge in his FV-215B-183, and 2,500 damage in the Jagdpanzer E-100 for Rogue. Between them, they had 13 kills in the platoon, and a lot more damage than they probably should have done as a platoon. Although if we look at the post-game results and the detailed report, he actually got negative 1,000 credits for having to spend all of his heat ammunition. So you know, that's kind of a put down, I guess you could say. But just look at that result. 1,900 experience base. That is incredible. Look at that, 24 shots fired, 21 hits, which is very good for an autoloader. You must hit your shots in your autoloader in order to be effective. And 18 penetrations, which isn't too bad at all. For 5,362 damage. Hits received were 4, and didn't bounce any of them because of BATCHAT. Spotted 2 enemy vehicles, and of the 10 enemy vehicles that he shot, he killed 9. That is a very good ratio. 480 damage due to his assistance, and 56 defense points. He had to travel 6.74 kilometers that game in order to achieve this result. So that's definitely a like from me for this video. Unfortunately, I'm not signed in at the moment. So Danny, let's see, Danny2462 actually has his own YouTube channel, as you can see here. Although it's not about World of Tanks, it's Danny's mad Kerbal Space Program stuff. Your #1 source of Kerbal Space Program. So make sure to check him out. At the end of this video, make sure to give him a subscribe and look at some of his videos because they're actually quite comical. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, then make sure to give it a like. And if you really liked it, then subscribe to the channel for more videos later. And I'll see you guys next time.